Hello everyone and welcome back to the another live stream video. So guys, I will ask you to pause whatever you are doing because this is a very important topic and what I'm about to play for you and break down with you is one of the most revealing, unscripted and frankly incredible political movements we have seen in a long time. This isn't a rally stunt. This isn't a prepared teleprompter line. This is a raw recognition coming straight from the President Donald Trump himself. Because in a moment, nobody expected President Trump looked straight into the camera and gave a massive shout out to someone the mainstream media loves to pretend doesn't matter. And that someone is Charlie Kirk. Yes, that Charlie Kirk, the guy they called irrelevant, the guy they tried to silence, the guy they mocked, censored, and swore Gen Z would never listen to. And yet, here we are. Trump didn't just mention him, he credited him for flipping the youth vote, for reshaping the battlefield, for doing what Republicans supposedly can't do. And when Trump says something like this, you better believe he actually means it. Now, let's understand just how big this movement actually is. For decades, the youth vote was considered untouchable, locked in, owned by the left. Democrats didn't even campaign for young people, they just assumed they had them. Hollywood, universities, legacy media, social media platforms, all of it ran in one direction. Republicans were told, don't even bother. Young people hate you. And then 2024 election happened. And suddenly that narrative collapsed in real time. Listen to what President Trump said, because every word matters here. He didn't hedge, he didn't soften it. He said young people are respecting us again. Think about that word, respect. Not fear, not confusion. Respect. Then he drops the bombshell. I won the young vote. And then he doubles down by saying Republicans never won the young vote, but he did easily. That's not an accident and that's not luck as well. That's a strategy meeting execution. And then comes the part that has establishment absolutely panicking. He thanks Charlie by name, not vaguely, not some people, not some organizations. He thanks Charlie Kerr and he thanks TikTok. Because Trump understands something the old GOP never did. Politics is the downstream from culture, and culture lives where young people live. The phones, the feeds, the conversation nobody in Washington was paying attention to. So, guys, let's be clear about what just happened here. Turning Point USA didn't just register votes, they didn't just host the conferences, they didn't just hold the campus events. They built a pipeline of ideas, a pipeline of confidence, a pipeline that told young Americans you don't have to apologize for loving this country. You don't have to whisper your values. You are not crazy. You are not alone. That's powerful, that's magnetic, and Gen Z responded. This wasn't about the slogans, this wasn't about the catchphrases. This was about showing up day after day and college campuses where conservatives were told they weren't welcome. This was about debates that went viral because someone finally said what millions of young Americans were thinking but were scared to say out loud. Inflation, border chaos, endless wars, being lectured non-stop while being handed the bill. That frustration didn't start in 2024, but 2024 is when it's found its voice. And here is what really drives the media insane. Trump remembers loyalty. He remembers when to war for him when it wasn't convenient, when it wasn't profitable, when it got you targeted, smeared, and banned. This shout out wasn't calculated, it was personal. You can hear it in his tone. Trump knows exactly who was in the trenches building this movement while the consultants were still running focus groups from 2024. And guys, make no mistake, this changes everything because once the myth collapses that young people are automatically left wing, you can never put it back together again. Once Gen Z realizes they are not obligated to vote the way Hollywood tells them to, the entire political map shifts. That's why this movement matters. That's why the establishment is nervous, because this isn't a blip, it's a realignment. Think about how wild this is. A Republican president winning the very young vote, not just the young voters, but very young voters, first time voters, TikTok generation voters. The same generation they said was unreachable, the same generation they claimed was radicalized beyond saving. And yet, here they are responding to messages about the national pride, economic opportunity, freedom of speech, and putting America first. Charlie Kirk didn't just change the minds, he normalized something the system tried to ban: young conservatism. And Trump sees that. Trump respects that. That's why this shout out hits so hard. Because recognition from Trump isn't handed out lightly, it's earned. This is also a warning shot because the youth vote is no longer owned territory. It's contested ground now, and the left knows it. That's why you are seeing panic narratives, sudden TikTok concerns, and media meltdowns about the radicalization. They are losing control of the narrative and they don't know how to get it back. The most powerful part of all of this wasn't a victory lap. This was a message that the movement isn't aging out. It's regenerating, it's reloading, and it's not asking permission. So, guys, just remember this moment because years from now, people will look back and say that was when the youth vote stopped being predictable. This was when the script flipped. Trump and Charlie didn't just win an election, they shattered a political assumption that held for generations. And once that door is open, it fully closes again. The future of American politics isn't being written in think tanks or cable news studios, it's being written on campuses, on phones, in conversation the establishment doesn't control anymore. And President Trump just acknowledged exactly who made that possible. If you felt the weight of this moment, you are not alone. Stay logged in, stay vocal, and stay unfit because this moment isn't slowing down and neither of the generation fueling it. God bless all, and I will see you guys in the next slide. Thank you.